Well guys, my girlfriend, who has been editing all those videos for you guys, is finally turning 18, so I thought I'd gift her a PC. No, I'm kidding, she's my age, okay? She's older. She's old enough. But anyways, up until this day, she has been using a very old Lenovo workstation with two Xeons E5 2650 V4s with 10 cores, 20 threads each, and an RX 5700 XT, a bit modified, but still that GPU with 8 gigs of VRAM. But she really didn't like that PC very much because she said it's all black and closed and she doesn't like it. So I got a Mars Gaming pink PC case, but we are staying on the Xeon train, but we are switching from a dual Xeon setup to a single Xeon with 20 cores and 40 threads on a single Xeon. So, but basically she really didn't like AMD GPUs. They gave her a lot of issues with editing software and just overall stability issues. So we have gotten this GTX 1080 from iChill, and it's the X4 from iChill, basically a 4-fan GPU, top of the line card, and I bought it used for very cheap. I actually have a video on the channel on why maybe you should buy a 1080 in 2024, and it is already repasted and ready to go. Again, for more details on this card, dedicated video. Now, the core of the PC is this. So this is an used X99 motherboard. Now I bought the whole combo for around $100, a little bit more, but who cares? And now what I got is an Asus X99 Deluxe, basically one of the best X99 workstation motherboards of the time, and I got it with this weird expansion slot with an NVMe inside of it, but it's a SATA M.2 drive, so this doesn't work, and with two 8 GB of RAM right here, and with an i7 5820K with no IO shield, just a motherboard. It literally arrived in this package. Yeah, this is gonna be our baseline, but we are taking off, of course, the SATA drive, it doesn't work, taking off this ugly RAM and putting in our Xeon, which again, in one sec, and we're putting in this. So this is Powev Asgard Loki RAM. So this is no longer in production, you guys cannot buy this, and this is not like, I'm just putting it in here because it's my favorite RAM, but it's probably not good advice to do it. Asgard is a very good RAM manufacturer, which is not as popular. I have a dedicated video on their Strix RAM, but this is basically RAM with water inside of the RAM sticks, pretty much. Kind of crazy, it goes to 4000 megahertz, and it's some of the best DDR4 out there. My girlfriend really likes the aesthetic, so I'm opening it up just for her and putting it into this PC, also because it matches the aesthetics of the motherboard a little bit, I think. Before we talk about the CPU, which is the most interesting part, again, we've gotten this Mars Gaming MC3T, which I've covered on the channel in the past, but we got it in pink because Mars Gaming is one of the few manufacturers that actually make very cool colors for their cases. So if you go on their website, they make like bluish case, they make pink cases, they even have some green models. They do them for the same price as the normal counterpart, and they do them for a lot cheaper than their more expensive counterpart. Now, I've also gotten the new Mars Gaming ML-LCD 240, which is just a 240mm white all-in-one with an LCD screen integrated, because I think it fits nicely, and also because the Xeon will require some water cooling. Now, power supply, we really didn't need much, so we got still from Mars Gaming a very cheap MPD 850, 80 plus bronze. It shouldn't even be modular, it's cheap, but it's high wattage, so we have plenty of room, and it's gonna be fine. Now, the cool part of the show. I have on the channel a dedicated video on X99 in 2024, and basically, the cool thing is Xeons are cheap. So you can buy very high core count Xeons for very little money. For example, if you want like a 12 core Xeon, you can buy an E5 2678 V3 for like 15 euros. Now, the only ones which are expensive are the top of the line models, like what I have here today. So, cool packaging. What I did though was I found a store online which sells used components which were taken off of servers. And now, since they do that, sometimes their prices are a bit too high, but sometimes they have some crazy deals. And it's called Prime Electronics Components. I will put the link down below. Check it out. And they ship it worldwide. And they have, again, some crazy stuff. So now let me show you what I got. So this is an E5 2698 V4, 20 core, 40 threaded beast, which goes at over 3 GHz. And we can lock the turbo on all cores with this motherboard and a little bit of BIOS mod. Now, if we didn't want to really go overkill like this, I also found this on their store. So an E5 2670 V3 costs just a few dollars, and it's a crazy good CPU. Again, it supports quad channel RAM, supports ECC RAM, so you can save money. Again, it's all in that dedicated video, but you can just see it, just how mean this Xeon looks. This is the king of the X99 Xeons right there, top of the line model. It's gonna need a bit of cooling, but not even too much cooling. This thing draws less power than a latest Gen i9, while having more threads than the i9 14900K. I'm super excited, but anyways, I say we go ahead and we get started with the build, the CPU installed, just getting the RAM in, and move forward. By the way, today, most of the installation will actually be done by my girlfriend. So first of all, drop a like and subscribe if you're liking the video this far, but also, if she does something bad, please roast her in the comments and let her know what she did wrong. Okay, let's go. Okay, so step one, I'm doing it because it's a bit tricky. I am swapping out the CPU with the Xeon, and I am taking off the useless things in this motherboard. Also, we had to swap out our CMOS battery, because this was making the motherboard basically give us an error message at every boot. X99 socket is a bit different, because you have to unlock it twice, then you pull it off, then you grab it, paying a lot of attention, and then you mount your new Xeon. Crazy that, again, the Xeon and the i7 share exactly the same socket. Now you lock it here, lock it down, and here we go. This Asus motherboard has a Hyper M.2 slot. Now the M.2, we are just removing it, and then we will put the NVMe that my girl currently has. So this we put on the side. Okay, so there she is. Now step one is taking off the old RAM. Good girl. Okay, with the old RAM off, let's open the new one. Asgard makes some of the most premium RAM I've ever seen. I mean, just look at it, guys. Now again, they give you PC building gloves, which they don't fit to me, but I mean, maybe to her they will fit, but yes. And also a bottle opener, because Asgard knows their target fan base. RAM install time. Very good, actually, very good. It's now time for the cooler install. Okay, so we have two white RGB fans, which are nice. Then we have our mounting stuff, paste, etc., and cooler itself. Paste application time. She just said she's very good at it. I think we're off to a bad start. Okay guys, how much do you rate this paste application? Let me know down below. Now, peel off, which is what a lot of people actually forget. And now she can just tighten it up. Okay, so now we have the motherboard, CPU, RAM, and cooler combo pretty much ready. So I say we switch to the case. Okay, so it's now time to open up the case. A bit heavy for her, but she's a strong girl. I can do it for you if you want. Okay, I think it's better if I do it for you. Come on. Okay, so we were saying... Okay, so just look at how pink it is. Okay, so do you like it?
Yes.
Nice. Typical dual chamber design, but very well done, honestly. Okay, motherboard install time. So she wanted to do it. Let's see if she does it correctly. Again, if you scrape just a little bit of the motherboard, guys, you will break it. So it's probably the trickiest part of the build itself. But she has seen me do it countless of times. So. Very good technique, even though it wasn't aligned perfectly. It's still like pretty good technique. And there we go. Not bad, not bad. High five. Okay, and the PC starts to actually get a shape. Now, the case comes with 0 fans, even though you can put 3 on the bottom, 3 on the top. But now today we're just putting 1 as intake on the back. We're gonna do that, do a bit of cable management, and then come back for the power supply and GPU. Okay, so at this point, just power supply. We're also using some extensions to make it look pretty with the pink. Again, just a standard, good value power supply. High wattage, which is gonna be plenty for our build. So with the power supply in, final moment, slotting in the graphics card, and then we can do finally first boot. Let's go. Okay guys, so we have it set up finally, and it's time for the first boot. So let's see if it catches on fire. Okay, so the RGBs are going a bit crazy at the moment. Yeah, quite a bit crazy actually. But that's because we have to set them properly, so it's fine. Let's see. And we do have a signal, okay. So I say we go ahead, get Windows ready, install all the software, do some benchmarking, and come back with the conclusions. And here we are with the PC finished, tested, and color matched to my girlfriend's preference. First of all, the aesthetics. So she likes it a lot, I like it a lot, and I think this MarsGaming pink case is just amazing. 100% recommended the MC-3T. If you want to get like a more extravagant color, 100% recommended, really. And also I really like the cooler. I think it matches the case nicely, especially side mounted, and the LCD screen is great. I don't like but I don't really use those massive programmable screen. I like a simple screen monitoring my temperature, which as you can see is super low. Also, power supply, again, very budgety unit from Mars Gaming. You can buy it for like 30% less than the competition, and it does the job. We have again a 20-core 40-threaded Xeon, fully unlocked with a GTX 1080, and it's running flawlessly, so 100% recommended. Now the key of the build, performance-wise, the Xeon with the motherboard, this RAM and GPU. Well, the Xeon is an amazing CPU by itself, but once you mount it on a gaming motherboard and go into the BIOS and fully unlock all of it, like power limit, voltage limit, VRMs to extreme phase and everything, and it's water cooled so you don't have any kind of temperature issue, this thing is running good like crazy. Now, remember, those Xeons were made to be run in a very controlled environment, so they have a lower T junction, so they like to run cool. You cannot run them with cheap coolers or at too high temperature, but they're also pretty easy to cool with today's standard. Again, this Mars Gaming ML-LCD we have here is actually pretty cheap, and it cools it very, very well. Now, RAM-wise, we are not using the 4-channel, which is something this motherboard has, and you can actually get quite a bit of extra performance from. But again, we did that for budget and aesthetics. But if in the future she wants to put 4 sticks of 8 GB, or even better, 8 sticks of 8 GB RAM to make it 64, she will then be able to use quad channel and get that extra memory bandwidth, which can be useful in editing. Now, performance-wise, again, this thing is going to be especially strong in productivity, but also in gaming, it does pretty well. So first off, we ran a Firestrike, and as you can see, the results are pretty good. During the whole test, temperatures were pretty nice, and the GPU as well was pretty cool, arriving at a maximum of around 70 degrees, and while staying quiet overall. These iChill X4 old cards, I like them better than modern iChill cards. But this PC is mainly made for productivity. I could have tested a variety of benchmarks like V-Ray, Cinebench, and all of that, but I will just tell you, it scales linearly with the cores, and it is a beast even in today's day and age. It does beat a 5th gen Ryzen, it doesn't quite beat a 7th gen Ryzen 9. However, if the workload is poorly optimized, this thing is basically the same as a Ryzen 9 1700X, which is what I have in my main PC. And in the single thread, she got a very good boost, again, as you can see in CPU-Z, compared to her previous system, because being on a gaming motherboard, fully unlocked, we can gain quite a few there as well. Then if one wanted to go ahead, you could also just fully unlock the turbo and get another 20% off, arriving to around 10,000 in multi-thread in CPU-Z, and basically beating even top of the line modern Ryzen in today's day and age, which is kind of crazy. But again, 20 cores, 40 threads is quite a lot. All in all, we got for relatively cheap, relatively on a budget, a very good looking, at least in my opinion, PC, but let me know down below if you like it. And I'm super happy about it. She's super happy about it, and I think it will be great to run productivity and also gaming. But let me know down below if you would have changed anything, or if you have any kind of suggestions to make it prettier. Do you think she should put like a lot of Hello Kitty stickers on it, or do something else? Do let me know down below. And again, if you liked the video, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more strange tech content around here. Goodbye.